You say, I play.
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, another You Say I Play video for you today, and today I'm going to be reviewing a Necron list that has been sent in by one of my subscribers. Now, if this is the first time you've seen this series, go and check out the introduction video. I will put a link in the description below for you to go and check that out. I'm not necessarily looking for lists that you've got, your tournament lists you want me to play and stuff. What I'm looking for is lists that are going to maybe even out the battlefield in my battle reports against my buddy. Lists that are going to challenge me tactically, and maybe lists that I've never really considered and played before as well. So yeah, go and check out the information video. I've got I list down all the units and stuff that I've got, so for you to pick and choose from, etc. I did have one guy that sent a list in with like pretty much no units that I had, so yeah, go and check out that video first before you start sending in your lists to me. Okay, so part and parcel of this series, not only am I going to play with the list that I've been sent in, I am going to review that list. Not a review as in saying, oh, this list is rubbish, this is wrong, but reviewing the list to basically learn from it. So we can have a chat about it, stuff that maybe I think is good, that I think is bad, that maybe I would change if I was building the list for myself, and just having a little general chit chat about the list. So yeah, Necron obviously was part and parcel. It was basically Necrons or Tyranids, because that's the most models that I have in my armies at the moment. I knew I'd get some Necron lists coming in that wasn't part of the Decorion, which I'm a huge fan of. I know a lot of people maybe think that objective secure is possibly more important, which is one thing you don't get with the Decorion, but having an army-wide 4+ RP roll for me is very good, and it's worked incredibly well for me, and I haven't really noticed not having objectives secured. So I haven't pushed myself out of the Decorion much, only a couple of times, so I knew I'd get some non-Decorion lists, which is great, interesting, and I'm really looking forward to them. And this first list that I've been sent in, that I'm going to reveal now, is absolutely spot on for what this series is about. So let's get on with it. So this list is from Xander, so thank you, Xander. Little few words that goes with it. So, long-time fan of the channel here and love the idea for the You Say I Play series. Figured I'd send you in a quick fun list, so thank you for that. So I figured a nice way to christen the new Tesseract Vault's arrival would be to chuck a list your way that includes 2 Transcendent Catans. That also might serve as a nice learning curve list that helps you learn a little bit more about them and get some experience in, absolutely. It's not designed to be a particularly competitive list, which is perfect. I'm not after a competitive list. More as a way of trying out the Catans and having some fun. I hope you're doing well and keep up the good work with your channel. Always great fun to watch your videos, Xander. So thank you, Xander, lovely email, and as I said, absolutely perfect. You know, a fun list, something that's going to even up the battlefield, and if you really want to test me, you can send in a really bad list, because I'm happy to play a really bad list if you can make one as well. Right, okay, so this is a combined arms list, which is one criteria that I have put on this. I don't want to play Unbound. We're starting off with a Necron Lord, and he's got a Warsigh, which is a great choice, and he has the Flamer, which I think is called the Gauntlets of Fire. Yeah, Gauntlets of Fire. A Flamer for 10 points, not even a heavy Flamer, it's just a normal Flamer. I suppose arguably it could be quite good for Overwatch, but I probably wouldn't take it in my normal list. I'd probably just have a bog standard Lord with just a Warsigh, to be fair. But it's a good choice, keeping the points down, more points for other areas. Troops, we've got 5 Immortals, and they're in a Night Scythe. We have 10 Warriors, and they are in a Ghost Ark, and that is my troops choice, which, considering I'm out of the Decorium, is pretty low on count for troops, I would say. Okay, they're going to have objectives secured, but that possibly slightly worries me slightly, just very minimum amount of troops. But there's obviously a reason for that, because we've got points tied up in other stuff. So let's look at the other stuff. So we have 6 wraiths. Now this is interesting because these wraiths do not have the whip coils. So they'll be striking at their normal initiative 2. Now I've never played wraiths without whip coils. Maybe just one wraith at the front without the coil, just to take the wounds and die first. So this will be very interesting to play this, see how they get on. So as I said, it is all about experimentation, but my gut feeling is that really you should be having whip coils with your wraiths. You know, initiative 5 is huge compared to their normal initiative 2. If you can strike first and cause some damage before you get hit back, even though you're very survivable, you're not going to be quite so survivable without obviously the Canoptic Harvest, etc., which I'm normally playing. So it's going to be interesting to see wraiths out of the Decorium and without the whip coils, to see how they perform. We have 5 destroyers, no upgrades, and we have 5 tomb blades, and they're going to have scopes and veins and particle beamers. Now I do play tomb blades. I usually take the minimum requirement for the Decorium, and they always perform pretty well, usually either getting line breaker objectives, just being a pain down the flanks. They don't really kill much, but then I don't normally upgrade their gun. Now I know the particle beamer is a very nice gun, small blast, just strength 6, so it is a nice gun, but the reason why I don't take the particle beamer is because if I'm going to jink, I can't use them because you can't fire blast snapshot, and also if you get assaulted, you can't fire your guns then for Overwatch. So I normally just stick the normal Gauss blaster on there. It's a good all-round gun, can take out men, can take out tanks. So it's going to be interesting to see these blasters in action. I don't think it's a bad choice. It's just the reason why I don't take them is because of their not being able to snapshots. So I'm looking forward to playing those, and obviously having 5 in the army makes those blasts pretty decent. If you can get 5 blasters off, that's pretty nice. So it's going to be interesting to play those. I will be playing them down the flank, I think, as usual. And then of course we have 2 Transcendent Catans. Now of course I've only just made my my vault, so I haven't painted my Catan that I've got from there, but I do have a Transcendent Catan, which I like a custom made one which I can use, and I have my Void Dragon Catan, which I can use for that one, for a Transcendent Catan as well. So I'll use those 2 models. Now I've never used the Transcendent Catan in the new Codex, so it's going to be interesting. I have used Catans. I've used the Nightbringer and Deceiver, and those 2 in combination when they get close are pretty nasty, with the Deceiver's Dread rule, -2 leadership, and then the Nightbringer's Gaze of Death, 3d6 leadership check, and then obviously your enemy start taking wounds, and that's a really nasty combination. The problem is you've got to get them across the table, and regardless of how good the Catans are, a 4+ invulnerable save with a pretty low wound count isn't that great. So I've got 2 of these things to play. I'm going to talk a bit more about them when it comes to how I'm going to use the list, but let's continue on with the list. So then we have a formation, and this is an interesting one. This is the Annihilation Nexus, which is 2 Annihilation Barges, 2 individual ones, and an individual Doomsday Ark. I've always said about this formation that I just don't get it, because the idea is that if the quantum shielding goes down on the Doomsday Ark, you can basically steal the quantum shielding from an Annihilation Barge, put it back onto the Doomsday Ark, which sounds really good. The issue that I've got with this is that the Doomsday Ark is a really long-ranged weapon gun, and the Annihilation Barges are short-range, 24 inches. So keeping them together, sort of almost you lose the synergy of that. The weapons don't seem to match the formation, but I am looking forward to using it, because I could be totally wrong there. I mean, 24 inches is actually pretty decent once your enemy starts getting close. So you may lose out on annihilation barges at the beginning of the game, possibly, but yeah, I'm looking forward to using that and trying it out. So, as I said, this list is perfect for me because there's loads of stuff in there I've not tried. I haven't tried the Tecorium, haven't tried the T-Catans, haven't tried the Annihilation Nexus. The troops, of course, I've tried. So, I haven't tried Wraiths without the coil, so that's going to be interesting. I haven't tried a larger squad of Tomb Blades with the blasters. So again, it's all interesting stuff for me, and I can't wait to play this. It's really, really interesting. So how am I going to play this list? So my initial thought, I'm going to focus on the Transcendent Catans. Now, they are the only Catans that can deep strike in by themselves. So I am thinking I am going to deep strike both of these. Now I know it's slightly dangerous, I've got 500 points there, and of course the Ghost Ark is going to be in reserve. Now if I was going to make a list built around this formation, I think I probably would try and get a comms relay with a defence line in there to try and help the reserves come out, because there is a small danger that they don't come out until turn 3 or 4, or maybe one will come out in turn 2, and then maybe the other one might not come out till turn 4. So there is a danger always with reserves, but it is just a fun list anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. And if I can get both Catans out turn 2 and 3, you know, I think that's going to be quite an interesting one. And it does allow me to get in quite close to the enemy to take advantage of the special rule, which is the World Scope rule. Anyone within 6 inches, excuse me, takes dangerous terrain checks, I think it is. So it's going to be quite interesting. I'm looking forward to that. So that's definitely I'm definitely going to deep strike those, and of course the Night Scythe is going to come in with the Immortals. Now the Lord, he can't go in with the Warriors because of the maximum load of the Ghost Ark. So he's going to have to go in with the Immortals. I suppose again, if I was making the list by myself, I probably would have a Destroyer Lord and put him with the Destroyers. But you know, I'm happy to have the Lord in there, and he can go with the Immortals. And potentially, I might not even disembark him with the Immortals. He might just stay in the Night Scythe. The Warriors will start in the Ghost Ark. I have considered maybe deploying them outside of the Ghost Ark to give my enemy double options to shoot, and then obviously I can regenerate the Warriors from the Ghost Ark, but I think probably the safe bet is just to put them in the Ghost Ark. And then of course we've got the Wraiths, the Destroyers and the Tomb Blades, and then the 2 Annihilation Barges and the Doomsday Ark on the table, which I think is still a reasonable amount on the table. Before I decided that I would deep strike the Transcendent Catans, I did have a look and see exactly what I would have on the table. If I didn't have that many units on the table, then I would reconsider deep striking them. But I think I've got a good amount of units on the table that I can afford to hold the 2 Catans in reserve. So that's pretty much the list. As I said, the Warriors are probably just going to, you know, move forward, get into shooting range, keeping an eye on the objectives. The Immortals, to be fair, will be probably objective hunting. I can't see them getting out too quickly. Only 5 Immortals. They might come out if they need to get rear armour of a tank or something, but I am thinking that's going to, both of those are going to be objective takers really. The Wraiths, the Destroyers and the Tomb Blades are going to be total distraction units. They're just going to do what they need to do to attract attention and distract, but maybe contest objectives if they need to at the end, if they're able to, you know, if there's no objective secure unit on the objective. And of course the Annihilation Barge Doomsday Ark, they're just there for some shooting support. So I am really looking forward to this list. Yeah, so thank you for sending in the list. I hope you're looking forward to the battle reports, which will be coming up hopefully in a few days time. When I'm making this video, I haven't played the game, so this is going to be, you know, this is from no experience at all, this chat as such. Okay, so that's it. I hope you're enjoying this series. I hope you're also enjoying my little tactical table venture that I'm putting on the end of the battle reports. Been inspired really by this series, because I felt if I'm doing the video about the list itself, it would be nice to have like an afterthought. And I didn't want to make a whole video on an afterthought, so I thought I'd just tag on the end of the battle reports. So I hope you're enjoying that as well. I think it's giving something extra to the battle reports as well. Okay, so that's it from me. Thanks for watching as always. And don't forget, if you want me to play one of your lists, review one of your lists, send them in to me. Go and check out the intro video. The link is in the description below. It's got all the information there. Thanks for watching.